You have $1,000. Maybe it's your first real savings. Maybe it's a bonus you weren't expecting. Maybe you've been putting away $50 a month for the last year and a half, and you finally hit 4 digits. And now you're staring at it, wondering what the smartest move is. Do you invest it, save it, pay off debt, put it in crypto, let it sit until you have more? Here's the thing. $1,000 is not a life-changing amount of money. Not yet. But what you do with your first $1,000, the habits you build, the decisions you make, the systems you put in place, those absolutely are life-changing. Because the first $1,000 is never really about $1,000. It's about who you become in the process of deciding what to do with it. Today, we're going to answer this question properly, step by step, with real numbers and no hype. Let's get into it. Welcome to VestWise, where we explain investing concepts in a simple way. Quick note before we dive in, this video does not contain any financial advice. Everything we cover today is purely educational, so you can make the best decision for yourself. All right, step 1. Here's the problem with having $1,000 and trying to figure out what to do with it. The internet will give you 17 different answers, all of them confident, many of them contradictory. Put it all in index funds, pay off your debt first, buy Bitcoin before it's too late, keep it in a high-yield savings account, start a business, and here's the catch. Some of those answers are right, some are wrong. And which one applies to you depends entirely on where you are in your financial journey right now. Think of it like a doctor's appointment. The right prescription depends on the diagnosis, not on what worked for someone else, not on what's trending right now, on your specific situation. So today, we're going to walk through a clear, step-by-step framework, a decision tree that tells you exactly what the smartest move is based on where you actually are. 5 steps, in order. Follow them in sequence and your first $1,000 will do exactly what it's supposed to do. Let's break it down. Step number 1. Check your emergency fund. Before anything else, before investing, before paying extra on debt, before anything, ask yourself one question. If something went wrong tomorrow, a medical bill, a car repair, a job loss, do I have money to cover it without going into debt? If the answer is no, your first $1,000 goes here, not into stocks, not into crypto, not into any investment, no matter how good the opportunity looks. Here's why. This is non-negotiable. Think of it like building a house. You wouldn't start putting up walls before the foundation is solid. Not because walls are bad, but because walls without foundation collapse the moment anything goes wrong. An emergency fund is your financial foundation. Without it, every investment you make is one unexpected bill away from being liquidated at the worst possible moment. You buy into the market. Market drops 20%. Car breaks down the same week. You have no choice but to sell at a loss to cover the emergency. With an emergency fund, that scenario doesn't exist. The car gets fixed. The investment stays invested. The market recovers. You never even had to think about it. The target is 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. If your $1,000 gets you there, great. If it gets you closer, also great. Start here, always. Step number 2. Eliminate any high-interest debt. Once your emergency fund baseline is covered, the next question is, do I have any high-interest debt? Credit cards at 18%, 20%, 22%. Personal loans above 8 or 9%. Buy now, pay later balances accumulating interest. If yes, your $1,000 goes here next. And here's the math that makes this undeniable. The stock market, over the long term, returns an average of around 7 to 10% annually. Credit card debt charges you 20% annually. If you invest $1,000 and earn 8%, while simultaneously carrying $1,000 in credit card debt at 20% interest, you are losing 12% net every single year. Think of it like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain wide open. You can pour water in as fast as you want, but until you close the drain, you will never fill the tub. Paying off high-interest debt is the highest guaranteed return available to you. Not because it makes you money, but because it stops you from losing it at a rate that no investment can consistently beat. The rule of thumb: any debt above 7% interest, pay it off before you invest a single dollar. Below 7%, like a low-interest student loan or a mortgage, investing alongside debt repayment often makes sense. Above 7%, close the drain first. Step number 3, take free money. If it exists. This step applies specifically to people who have access to an employer-sponsored retirement account, like a 401k in the United States, where your employer offers a contribution match. If your employer matches your contributions up to a certain percentage of your salary, and you are not taking full advantage of that match, you are leaving free money on the table. Think of it like this. Imagine your employer says, "For every dollar you put into your retirement account, we'll add another dollar, up to 3% of your salary." That's an instant 100% return on your contribution. No investment in the world, not stocks, not real estate, not crypto, offers a guaranteed instant 100% return. Before you do anything else with your $1,000, make sure you are contributing at least enough to capture your full employer match. Because if you're not, every dollar you invest elsewhere while leaving that match unclaimed is a dollar earning less than the free money you're walking past. According to a 2023 report by Vanguard, approximately 25% of employees with access to an employer match are not contributing enough to capture it fully. 25%. 1 in 4 people walking past free money every single pay period. If you have this option, use it before anything else. Step number 4. Now invest the rest. If your emergency fund is covered, high-interest debt is handled, and you're capturing any employer match available, now it's time to invest. And here's where most people overcomplicate things. They research for weeks. They agonize over which stocks to pick. They try to find the perfect moment. They wonder if they should wait for a correction. But here's the thing. For a first-time investor with $1,000, the decision is actually much simpler than it feels. One option, proven by decades of data, used by some of the most sophisticated investors in the world, a low-cost, broad market index fund, either an S&P 500 index fund, which gives you exposure to the 500 largest companies in the United States, or a total world market index fund, which gives you exposure to thousands of companies across global markets. Both options offer instant diversification across hundreds of companies, extremely low fees, often 0.03% to 0.10% annually, and historical returns that have beaten the vast majority of professional fund managers over any long-term period. Think of it like this. Instead of trying to pick the one apple from 1,000 trees that will be the sweetest, you just buy a small piece of every orchard. Some trees will disappoint, some will exceed expectations. But the orchard as a whole, over time, has always grown. According to S&P's SPIVA report, over a 15-year period, approximately 92% of active fund managers failed to beat their benchmark index. If 92% of professionals with full-time resources can't consistently beat a simple index fund, the answer for a first-time investor with $1,000 is almost certainly not to try to beat it either. Buy the orchard. Keep it simple. Let time do the work. Step number 5. Automate so you never have to think about it again. And here's the step that separates the people who build real wealth from the people who make one good decision and then go back to their old habits. Automation. Your $1,000 is a great start, but $1,000 invested once and never added to will not change your financial life. What changes your financial life is the habit of consistent, regular contributions, month after month, regardless of what the market is doing, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what the headlines say. And the only reliable way to build that habit is to remove the decision entirely. Set up an automatic transfer. The day your paycheck arrives, a fixed amount moves automatically into your investment account before you see it, before you spend it, before your lifestyle has a chance to absorb it. Think of it like a gym membership that automatically charges you, except instead of paying for the option to get healthy, you're automatically building actual wealth, even $50 a month, even $100 a month. According to Vanguard's compound interest calculator, $1,000 invested today plus just $100 per month at a 7% average annual return grows to over $120,000 in 25 years. From $1,000 and $100 a month. Not from a windfall, not from picking the right stock, from showing up automatically every single month. The automation is the strategy. Everything else is just details. Bonus: what not to do with your first $1,000. Before we wrap up, let's talk quickly about what the data says you should not do with your first $1,000. Don't put it all in individual stocks. With $1,000, you don't have enough capital to diversify properly across individual companies. One bad pick can wipe out a significant portion of your entire portfolio. Don't put it in cryptocurrency as a primary investment. Crypto may have a place in a diversified portfolio for some people, in some situations, but it is not the right home for your first $1,000. The volatility alone can be devastating for someone who is just starting out. Don't try to time the market. Waiting for the perfect entry point with $1,000 is a trap. As we've covered in other VestWise videos, time in the market almost always beats timing the market. Don't invest money you might need soon. The 5-step framework only works if the money you invest genuinely won't be needed for at least 5 years. If you might need it in 12 months, it belongs in a high-yield savings account, not the stock market. Let's put real numbers to all of this. 3 people. All receive $1,000 at age 25. Person A spends it. New phone, some clothes, a weekend trip. Gone in a month. At 45, that $1,000 is a memory. Person B puts it in a standard savings account. At 0.5% annual interest after 20 years, that $1,000 has grown to approximately $1,105, barely kept pace with anything. Person C follows the 5-step framework. Emergency fund, already covered. No high-interest debt. Employer match, fully captured. Invests the $1,000 in a low-cost index fund. Sets up $100 per month, automatic contribution. At 45, After 20 years, at a 7% average annual return, person C has approximately $52,000. Same starting $1,000, 20 years. Person A, $0. Person B, $1,105. Person C, $52,000. The $1,000 was never the variable. The decision was the variable. So, to wrap everything up, the smartest thing you can do with your first $1,000 in order, step number 1, build your emergency fund first. 3 to 6 months of essential expenses, non-negotiable foundation. Step number 2, eliminate high-interest debt. Above 7% interest, pay it off. It's the highest guaranteed return available. Step number 3, capture any employer match. Free money, always take it first. Step number 4, invest in a low-cost index fund. Simple, diversified, proven. Don't overcomplicate it. Step number 5, automate your contributions. Remove the decision, build the habit. Let time do the rest. Now, does following these 5 steps guarantee that your first $1,000 makes you wealthy? Not on its own. Your income, your timeline, your consistency, they all matter enormously. But here's what I can tell you. These 5 steps, followed in order, are what the data consistently points to as the most effective way for a first-time investor to put their first $1,000 to work. Not the most exciting, not the most dramatic, the most effective. This is not financial advice, just knowledge, so you can make the best decision for yourself. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing. Every week at VestWise, we break down exactly these kinds of topics in a simple way, so your financial decisions feel less overwhelming and a lot more clear. And if you want to go even deeper, check out our video on 7 signs you're finally ready to start investing. It pairs perfectly with everything we covered today and gives you the complete checklist to make sure your financial foundation is solid before you put your money to work. Thanks for watching, and see you very soon. Bye.